Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the massive new EPFO 3.0 update and figure out exactly how it completely changes the way you access your hard-earned Provident Fund money. If you've ever had to deal with the PF system in the past, it honestly felt like a test of patience, right? Well, a massive digital shift is finally on the horizon, and it promises to change literally everything about how we interact with our savings. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll quickly touch on the hurdles of the old PF waiting game, enter the world of EPFO 3.0, and look at some of its game-changing new features. Then we'll dive into the highly anticipated UPI and ATM access, figure out who benefits the most, and wrap up with how you can prepare right now. Section 1, the PF waiting game and the hurdles of the old system. Let's be real for a second. For years, trying to withdraw or transfer your PF money meant navigating this incredibly slow, paper-heavy maze. I mean, sure, some services were online, but members were still constantly hitting these huge delays. We were talking about waiting weeks, sometimes even months, just to transfer your own funds when you switched jobs. You were heavily dependent on your employer to approve things, manual verifications dragged on forever, and there was always that looming dread of a claim rejection. And usually it was over some tiny data mismatch, which meant you actually had to physically go down to the EPFO office just to fix a single spelling error. It was brutal. And this matters so much because this clunky, outdated system wasn't just a minor annoyance for a handful of people. It has impacted over 30 crore EPFO members across India. Just think about that scale. That is a massive portion of the country's working population trying to manage their long-term retirement savings through a system that was just full of friction. Section 2. Enter EPFO 3.0, a true digital revolution. So what exactly is EPFO 3.0? Simply put, it's a total reimagining of their digital infrastructure. It's essentially a cloud-based IT platform built from the ground up to make Provident Fund services faster, fully paperless, and honestly, far more accessible. The whole goal here is to strip away all that bureaucratic friction. They want to bring managing your PF closer to the ease and speed of everyday banking. You should be able to manage your retirement funds just as easily as you check your daily bank balance on your phone. The shift between the old way and the new way is literally night and day. We are finally moving away from a system that practically demanded physical forms and office visits and shifting into a fully digital reality. No more standing in lines. Those manual data corrections that used to take an eternity, they're expected to transition to instant, OTP-verified digital updates. And all those physical documents you had to keep track of, well, they'll just be accessible anytime through secure platforms like DigiLocker. Section 3. Game-changing new features, bringing automation and digital ease. Okay, so here's a massive, absolute game changer, the new auto claim settlement. Under the new rules, eligible EPF advance claims up to 5 lakh rupees can now be processed entirely automatically. So by totally removing human intervention from the process, the turnaround time for you to actually get your emergency funds improves drastically. No more waiting around for someone to manually stamp a file. But we do need to keep in mind that even with this super easy access, the system is still designed to protect your retirement. The framework limits you. You can only access up to 75% of your EPF corpus for partial claims. That guarantees that at least 25% of your money is safely locked away and retained. Because at the end of the day, this money is there to protect your long-term future, right? Now, beyond just withdrawals, they're rolling out some other fantastic quality of life improvements. By fully utilizing Aadhaar-based digital verification, EPFO 3.0 almost entirely cuts out employer dependency. For most eligible claims, you simply will not need your boss's approval anymore. Thank goodness. They're also adding multilingual claim processing, making it so much easier for folks across different states. Oh, and for EPS 95 pensioners, there is a brand new doorstep digital life certificate service happening through the India Post Payments Bank. And the coolest part is that EPFO is actually picking up the tab for the 50 rupee service fee. So it's absolutely free for the pensioners. Section 4. UPI and ATM access. Fast access to your savings. Now, let's set our expectations right here. While this isn't fully live for everybody just yet, the highly anticipated UPI and UPI-enabled ATM withdrawal facility has officially finished testing. Yep, you heard that right. We're now basically just sitting tight waiting for the final public launch and the exact guidelines to drop from the EPFO. But the fact that testing is already done means this incredibly convenient feature is literally right around the corner. Once it does go live, the whole process is expected to be a total breeze. You'll basically just follow 4 simple steps. First, you check your eligible amount on their platform. Second, you authenticate your request digitally. Third, you hit submit. And finally, you completely bypass the old waiting game and just watch the funds drop straight into your linked bank account. It's really going to be that simple. Section 5. Who benefits the most? The clear winners of EPFO 3.0. Honestly, we all win here, but there are 4 groups that stand to gain the most from this. If you're switching jobs, you can finally say goodbye to bugging HR over and over. Your transfers will be fully digital and super fast. If you're someone who's had a pending profile correction or a rejected claim because of a silly mismatch, you can finally fix it online without an office visit. For people dealing with emergencies who need cash for medical or housing reasons, that instant UPI access completely removes the stressful wait. And of course, for our elderly or differently abled pensioners, those doorstep life certificate submissions take away the physical burden of traveling to an office. This upgrade specifically targets and eliminates the exact hurdles that used to drive us all crazy. Section 6. How to prepare now. Getting your account completely ready. Since these features are rolling out soon, getting your account sorted today is absolutely the smartest move. So, here's a quick readiness checklist to ensure you don't hit any roadblocks when UPI access goes fully live. First, make sure your Aadhaar is linked and fully verified. Next, double-check that your bank account is linked up on the member portal. This next one is absolutely crucial. Make sure your name and date of birth match perfectly across your Aadhaar, PAN, and EPFO records. Seriously, that saves you from so many automatic rejections. Finally, confirm your UPI ID is active with your linked bank and go ahead and get yourself set up on DigiLocker. Getting all your details perfectly aligned right now essentially puts you at the very front of the line. But as EPFO takes this massive leap into a frictionless digital age, it does kind of leave us wondering something bigger. How long will it be until every single one of our legacy government systems becomes as effortless as sending a quick UPI payment? Food for thought. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.